Hello and welcome to Davron Outplacement Services. This is David Coreen. Joining me today is Matt Noble and Rachel Noble. Rachel Noble is the administrator for Trinity College, and today's lesson will be how to navigate CareerShift and find a job. Now, Rachel, hello.
Hi.
Question for you. Your students, and there's many different ways of being able to search through CareerShift, but one of the ways is to search for jobs and aggregate anybody and everybody who's advertising for a specific title. So if you see here, by clicking on jobs, you get a drop down menu, and underneath it is search. So if I click on search, I have a screen here that allows me to enter things like keywords, company name, and so on. Rachel, people coming out of Trinity College, what would be a position, a title of a position that they would typically search for or look for?
Teacher is a big one.
Great, okay, good. So kids coming out of Trinity, maybe they're looking for a teaching position or a job as a teacher. Makes sense. So by again clicking on jobs and hitting search, typing in teacher. Now further, you'll see a couple of different tabs here where you can search by area, and by clicking that, it'll bring up a menu that allows you to search within a city, a state, a zip code, or by radius. And then there are more advanced search features. We'll go over that in just a moment. Now, if I'm a graduate of Trinity and I want to stay somewhat local, if pretend the teacher graduating from Trinity lives close to the college, what's the best zip code for me to use, Rachel?
34655.
Okay, excellent. And we'll stay kind of close, so a reasonable commute distance is about 25 miles. Still not overly developed area bias. The additional criteria that we get, and again, by the advanced search, you'll see it come up. I generally, Rachel, like to leave these blank. You'll have different options here: part time contract, internship, temporary, so on. Job source could be from a job board or directly from an employer website. I don't particularly like to limit the results. I'd rather look at them and then rule them out myself. So I think that here we've got a pretty good amount of data. One last thing, if I click here by highlight search results, whatever keyword that you use is going to come up highlighted, makes it a lot easier for us to see what exactly the system is returning. Well, what do you say, Matt, Rachel? Crank it up, see what we got.
Let's do it.
So hitting search, we have the system CareerShift found 257 jobs that are within, I think, 25 miles, right?
That's right.
And they have the word teacher in them. And again, by choosing the choose highlighter function, makes it a lot simpler for us. So here we've got, and again, we're not boiling it down and we're not asking it specifically to look for teaching jobs at a university level or at a high school. These are just jobs that have the word teacher or teachers or some semantic extrapolation of that word. But you'll see over here, every one of these positions so far, they've got that word in it. Your students graduating from Trinity College, if their passion and their career is to find a job as a teacher, pretty quickly they can see within 25 miles all the different teaching positions that are being offered. Here you've got Microsoft Learning Consultant from Riddle and Boom. Pasco County is hiring for a guest teacher, and so on. You can see here the different types of teaching positions that are available. Now, many sites out there will give you what positions are available. Monster does that, Indeed does that, and there are a few job aggregator sites out there. But what CareerShift does is it really gives an extra bonus and an extra tool that allows you to really drill deep down granularly and find out information that you're just not going to be able to get from a job board. So here, let's pretend that one of the Trinity graduates is looking for a teacher position and sees the elementary teacher position come up. Rachel, question for you. Would an elementary teacher be an appropriate position? Is that something that Trinity graduates?
Definitely. We have an elementary education degree, so that would be the primary place that students would be looking after graduating.
In further lessons, we can drill down deeper to get exact and more refined search as a sneak preview. If you are specifically looking for a job as an elementary teacher, simply putting elementary teacher in quotes will bring back nothing but elementary teachers, and it will eliminate things like teaching assistants or program assistants that have the word teacher in there. But if, let's say that in this case we like this elementary teacher position, we can pretty quickly see that the source and where the site is pulling it from is from Indeed. If I click on here, and I'm kind of hoping a new window opened up. Can you see this window over here as well, Rachel?
Yep.
We're on a screen sharing program here, folks, and I'm not the best with technology, but it'll take you directly to Indeed's website from the CareerShift website. And on here, you can pretty quickly apply as you would to any other position for the elementary school teacher position at the Broach School. But again, I think that that's something that many other sites offer. You can go directly to Indeed. Here's where I think the big advantage comes in for where CareerShift will give an extraordinary advantage to Trinity students in their application process. Do you see this little, I guess you call it what, a magnifying glass, Matthew?
I would say so, yes.
Okay. So Find Contacts comes up, and if I simply click on the magnifying glass or search function, I'm going to get contacts. And the Find Contacts, what it does is it looks for all the contacts at the Broach School. In this case, the system found 31 people. And everybody from Brett Walden, who is a director, to another teacher, director of technology, the president of the company, and so on. So I think that what it does is it allows you to not have to go specifically through the Indeed website to apply, but it allows you to take a look and see who all is working there, who are the decision makers, and possibly approach them directly yourself, setting yourself apart from all the other applicants. We have another menu here where it asks whether you want to search by position, and by clicking on that, we see that it brings up some additional choices where you've got executives, mid-management, and non-management. Rachel, in this case, you've only got 31 contacts, so you can pretty quickly scroll through and see who the best people are to contact, who you think would be the one to talk to about this teaching position. However, by clicking on executives, hitting search again, the system will bring back the top decision makers. In this case, you've got the president, the owner, and the founder, Tommy Broach. And by clicking on, and here's what I did it kind of quickly, but by clicking on Tommy Broach, it's some valuable information. You've got Tommy's direct email contact, you've got his phone number. In this case, we know that Tommy was a pastor at High Point Community Church. I think that in your college's case, being a theological school, I don't know what commonality there might be with Tommy and Trinity, but we also see that he's gone to another Christian college. So over here, I think that your kids may be able to find some commonality, or Rachel, in the very least, be able to set themselves apart from all the other applicants that are just applying on through Indeed or Monster or what have you. Some additional information on Dr. Tommy could be internet articles. Looks over here like some thoughts on a school with children with learning disabilities and so on. But these are all relatable information, facts that students can use to make it a much more of a warmer approach. And again, whether it be with Tommy Broach or Tommy Darm, maybe you have to be named Tommy in order to be a director at this school. This might be a requirement here. Well, we don't have as much information on Tommy Darm as we do on the other, but we do have the direct contact information for this as well. We also know that he's the owner. And here's Kathy. Kathy is the president of the school. And again, you've got a direct contact, email, phone numbers for Kathy, and then a little bit of background information. Here she was the chief financial officer at CES Schools. We know where she went to school. And again, more things to find common grounds on for your students that are graduating. Do you have any questions? Any additional thoughts? Do you think that this is something that is helpful that your students will be able to take advantage of, Rachel?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, definitely sounds like it would be helpful to them.
You can see, David, that just from what you've done here in this last screen is that you're able to show the potential hiring manager that you have done your research, that you know a little about who they are, what they do. You can even build some rapport with them from the information you found. So it's a very helpful tool in that regard.
Well, it really is. And again, it gives you the ability to set yourself up from all the other job seekers. I know that when applicants take their time to research our company, when they have some facts to give to us, or my background or any of our background, I think it goes a really long way. So I think that any kids at Trinity that do some research are going to set themselves apart from all the other job teachers, all the other applicants, I should say. And the information here, Rachel, it just continues. Whether you're interested in something for the Princeton Review, maybe it's Discovery Point, learning experience, and so on. Teachers is obviously a very popular profession. In this case, within 25 miles. It looks like we've got 13 pages, and I'm estimating, looks to me like what, about 20 or so per page, give or take, maybe 15.
Yes.
So a good starting ground there. Rachel, thank you so much for joining us today on today's Career Shift session on how to search.
Thank you.
Again, there are many other ways. We look forward to searching as well next time, how we can search by contacts, or we can search by companies and industries and see pretty much anybody and everybody who's right there in your backyard, and more importantly, the decision makers that are working at those companies and their contact information. Rachel, thank you so much for joining us today. This is David Coreen,
Matt Noble,
Davron Outplacement. We look forward to you joining us on our next Career Shift search session with Davron Outplacement.